Hello. Hi, everyone. We are here to give you a couple of recommendations, and this week we are both going to Sydney. I'm going to start with a book that I've read, which is called Grace Under Pressure by Tori Haschka. I hope that's how you say her name. It was super enjoyable. It's a chick lit book. I got it. I thought, oh, North Shore, Sydney, yummy mummies. Do I really want to read this? But I'll give it a go. And it is so much more than that. It is a great book about a woman, Grace, who is a chef. She writes books, or she's a cookbook writer and photographer of the food that she cooks. She's also the mother of 2 children. She lives on the North Shore. To the world, she has the perfect life. She has a very handsome husband. Her kids are gorgeous. Her life is great. She does the cookbooks. She is someone who's always there. If anyone needs anyone, Grace is there with some amazing food to give them. And she's just this all-round great person working really hard. But underneath that, her husband actually is never, ever home. He travels the world for his job. And she's under so much pressure. Her book is due. Her kids are not always perfect. Her life is not perfect. But she also has to Instagram and Facebook her perfect life all the time. So eventually, of course, things crack. At the same time as things crack for Grace, they crack for a couple of her friends. And they decide they're going to forget about men and they start a mummune with their kids. So there's always someone to cook the meals, always someone to pick up the kids, always someone to make a costume for the school thing that you have to make a costume for. And it's a really good book about the modern world and how, no matter how much you curate a perfect life, nobody's life is perfect underneath it. And it's a really great entertainment. So I highly recommend Grace Under Pressure by Tori Haschka.
That sounds good. This week I'm going to recommend Other People's Houses by Kelli Hawkins. It's a debut crime thriller set in Sydney. And it has the main character of Kate, who is an alcoholic. She's sort of in a dead-end job and has kind of no ambition in her life except to spend her weekends going to open houses in the wealthy Northern Shore suburbs of Sydney. And she's sort of got a bit of a name for herself with the different real estate agents. And one day she is attending an open home and she overhears one of the agents talking about the Harding house, which is sort of almost the most beautiful house ever that's for sale. It's the first time it's being sold out of the family in a number of generations. And she just takes it upon herself to head along to this exclusive viewing of the Harding house. And as she's going through, she starts to sort of imagine herself as part of this perfect family that's presented in this open home. So she starts to imagine herself living there, and she's going through all the rooms. She's quite voyeuristic in a way in terms of her mental insertion of herself into this family. And then she spots a photograph of the perfect family, and the son, he thinks for just a brief moment, is her son, who was involved in a tragic incident called The Incident 10 years previously. So she becomes obsessed with this perfect family and this perfect life that is presented through this open home. So you kind of, as all this is going on and that story is unfolding, you also get Kate's background story. So you get the before and the lead up to the incident that did happen 10 years previously and resulted in the downfall of her life and her spiraling out of control. It's a great, gripping, tense, page-turning crime thriller, domestic noir, you could say. And I recommend it for fans of a good page turner. It's voyeuristic in itself, as voyeuristic as Kate is, and I really enjoyed it. So it's a good read. So that's it from us for this week. I think we're week 10. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.